You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Yes, sir.
The champ is here!
That's my word.
The champ is here!
Yes, sir.
The champ is here!
The champ is here.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you'll say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know
I'm lying. Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. The champ is here, man. We are in the building, man. We in the building. Tell me how you feeling. Good, great, grand night, late night or evening to my brethren and sisters out there, man. Kings and queens, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Boys and girls, ladies and lads. You know, I'm talking about all those good things and bonbons, amigos, amigas. Shout out to all y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Yes, sir. We got, let's hit this roll call. We got to hit this roll call, man. We got my boy Thomas Hill, man. Big Thomas in the building. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to you, man. Thomas Hill said, the good doctor, man. Big salute to you, man. I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? He said, they outside today. The haters and the real ones, like, you already know, man. You know the haters out there, man. That's why the real ones got to stick together to keep them at bay, man. You know? You already know the haters out there for sure, man. They always out there, man. He said, hit the like button. Thank you, bro. Chillax. Listen to the good doc. Give you the analysis, man. I appreciate it, bro. Shout out to you, man. Oh, hello. Thank you. Yo, he's that dude. Hey, Tank, man. He got to look good tomorrow, man. I think a lot of people are just waiting for his downfall. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of us do. Not us, as in me and you, but us as a unit, you know what I'm saying? Collectively, man. I don't know, it's just like, it's just so easy to be heard these days. And I don't know, man. It's like a lot of the criticism, a lot of times comes from people that aren't doing nothing themselves or never accomplish anything or even strive to get anything, because you probably don't even have aspirations, because you can't be so dismissive of people's accomplishments if you know what it takes to get these accomplishments yourselves, and you can't really be doing much yourself if you're so ready and adamant about critiquing somebody else, So I'm not saying we can't have our judgments and opinions, but guys, man, we got to slow down a little bit. But before we get to it, let's go ahead and bow our heads and start off with a prayer. Thank the Most High like we always do. So please join me in that if you feel free to indulge. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for these blessings today. We thank you for leading us into the weekend. It's another weekend. Lord, we thank you for this many opportunities that you give us to do the right thing, make the right choices, say the right things, express how we feel to our loved ones, and especially those that don't know that we love them or have feelings. Let us put our ego aside, our pride aside, and have the courage to be the bigger person and let people know how we feel, because our time is limited, Lord, and we don't want to take that time for granted. So we do want to let the people know that we do love them, and especially if we love them, Lord. So we thank you for your blessings, and we hope that we could obtain more blessings. And the best way to do that, I think, is to continuously thank you for the blessings that you have given us, Lord, and take advantage of our many talents and our many blessings to make more blessings, Lord. So we thank you for all the strength that you've given us. We thank you for the good times. We also thank you for the hard times. And, just let us lean on you in times of confusion, in times of hopelessness, when we're lost, and not forget to lean on you and thank you when we're found, when we're going through great times, and when we are living it up. Always give you the glory, Lord. We thank you. We ask you to forgive us our sins, both known and unknown, and continue to bless us and our loved ones. In Jesus' name, amen. Yes, sir. We got Let's Be Real in the building. We got Loy in the building. Long time no see, brethren. Did I mess the prayer? No. Let's be real. Yeah, I kind of went on a little tangent. We usually do the prayer, man. I appreciate you for appreciating the prayer as well, man. Hopefully I can say some touching words, man. Sometimes, I just be freestyling, but I just try to speak from my heart, man. But sometimes I do have some stuff that I have to get off my mind at the same time. And if you have any prayer requests, man, it's in the Discord, man. There's a section in the Discord to put any prayer requests, man. Anything you have on your heart. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It could just be anything, man. So let's be real about it. Salute to the good brother. Let's be real. Yes, sir. I love that name, bro. Being real is the only way to be. You feel me? So let's talk about what we have upcoming. I'm gonna say this weekend, but it is a weekend, the freaking weekend. Let's talk about what we have today, man. And there's a couple things, man. Joe Joyce, he was supposed to fight Patrick Corte, and he was supposed to be fighting tomorrow. That fight was called off. I'm not surprised, because when I saw what Joe Joyce and Derek Chisora went through, I see what Derek Chisora hit him with that lean back like Fat Joe off the ropes and a slow motion Falcon punch. I said,
damn. I'm sorry.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, bro, how'd you get hit by that? And then that's okay. It happens, man. Shout out to Derek Chisora, the OG veterans in the game. But Joe Joyce just didn't look good. And he was supposed to fight Patrick Corte tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And but that fight was called. Yeah, it was supposed to be tomorrow, and it got called off. But the crazy thing, the reason why I'm not surprised is because those, we talked about it before. He's supposed to be fighting Dylan White next month. So I was like, hold on, man. He's about to pull a Madrimov, because remember, Madrimov was supposed to fight Boachuk and then supposed to turn around in 2 months and fight Virgil Ortiz. So I was like, that seems a little back to back on some 1980s. Not even 80s, like 1950s and 60s on some Sugar Ray Robinson numbers, and Leonard and all those guys in the 70s, 80s, when they really used to fight back to back and more frequently, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, he on that type of time. But then sure enough, Madrimov pulled out, and then he only fought Virgil Ortiz. And to much of his dismay, he still lost. But I think this day and age is not really too, I'm not gonna say it's unrealistic, because if you go in there and clean somebody up, like Joe Joyce was probably expected to beat Patrick Corte pretty easily, then you could probably have a quick turnaround. But at the same time, too, Joe Joyce didn't look the best in his last fight. And if he wants to fight Dylan White on a surprisingly decent card, right? Because it's supposed to be Joe Joyce, Dylan White fighting each other. And then, who else on that card? Richard Riakporhe and, Lawrence Okolie, Richard Riakporhe. And there's another fight on there, too. David Adeleye and TMV or TKV or whatever. It's a decent card, you know what I'm saying? Especially for our British brethren and sister. So, I understand the move, man. So, hopefully it's nothing that serious. It's nothing serious that he just called it off because he doesn't want to be compromised for his fight against Dylan White. In a fight that I do have Dylan White winning. But I don't know. He looked bad against his last opponent, too, when he fought, who did he fight? Ebenezer something. Ebenezer Tate? I think Tate. That's who Dylan White fought. He did not look good at all, man. But speaking of other fights, man, my bad, Doc. I strolled in late. I appreciate you every prayer, man. No problem, man. Big salute, man. No problem. We got my boy Oscar, big member in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On the Patreon side, Yeah, no, you good. Let's be real, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate your appreciation, man. Lets me know that people at least like it, because I know some people want to get right to the show, and everybody don't have the same beliefs, unfortunately. So I ain't knocking it, but I know everybody don't feel how you feel. So, but we gonna keep it going regardless. You know what I'm talking about? Let's be real, because That's what we give the praise to. But yeah, man, in addition to that, man, we also have Matias fighting tomorrow. You know, a lot of the focus has been rightfully so on Gervonta Davis because he's one of the biggest names in boxing, right? In my opinion, the only fighter that's definitively bigger than Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing himself, Old Cinnamon, right? But after that, it's like number 2 or number 3 is probably him and Tank and AJ, you know, in whatever order you want to put him in. But Tank is definitely one of the biggest stars, so that's gonna take up a lot of the spotlight. But we can't forget, man, our Puerto Rican brethren and Subriel Matias, man, he does have a fight against who was he fighting again? What's the guy's name? Valenzuela. Gabriel Golas Valenzuela. So that should be a good fight. And it is an IBF title eliminator. And speaking of the IBF division, you know, it's so funny how the tables have turned, right? Because if Subriel Matias wins, guess what? He's a mandatory for the IBF champion of Richardson Hitchens. Remember when Richardson Hitchens was a mandatory? Guess who the champion was? Before the Imparo, of course. It was Subriel Matias. So they just flip-flop spots, you know? So Subriel Matias can manage to win, then he could get a title shot. So this would be a title eliminator because the number 1 spot and the number 2 spot, as far as ranking goes in the IBF, are vacant right now. And Subriel Matias is ranked number 3, and his opponent Valenzuela is ranked number 4. So we're gonna see how that goes, man. Like I said, I'm probably gonna catch the replay because I'm gonna be watching that Tank fight. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna be watching Tank versus Lamont Roach, Rayo versus Gary Anton Russell. Who else? Alberto Puello, Sandro Martin, and Jonas Tellis and J Rock. So I'm probably gonna miss that one live, but I'm gonna double back and on it and spin the block because that's gonna be a good fight. I like Subriel Matias too, man. So even though I did call Liam Parle to upset him, a lot of people thought I was crazy when I said it. I ended up being right. You know, shout out to one time for God. You know, that's what God does. But yeah, we actually got that one right. So I did call that he was going to lose, but with that being said, I still have a lot of faith in Subriel Matias to bounce back, and I think he will, man. Now, let's talk about this, man. I want to talk about this because I think this is crazy, man. Teofimo Lopez, you know, I think Teofimo Lopez is a piece of trash. You know, I think he's garbage. I think he's ignorant, incompetent, and I don't like anything about him.
Know your fucking place, trash.
But that's just personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not personal. I know him, but you know, that's based on stuff outside of boxing, which is his fault because he brought it into boxing. So as a person, I don't rock with him at all. But as a boxer, I still don't rock with him. But I gotta say that he's the best boxer at 140 in my opinion. He had the most longevity at 140 as far as champions go. He's the most decorated as far as champions go at 140. So if I was to, now there's 4 champions, right? So they could all claim to be the best at 140. But if I was to pick one, I have to give it to Teofimo just off the strength of him being at 140 for so long. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. And I have the ability to be objective and separate the nonsense from the boxing because I don't know any of these guys personally. I don't like them because of the food they eat or the girl they dating or the boy they dating or how they brush their hair, or I don't care, or the clothes they wear. I don't care about that. I care about their boxing skills in the ring. So I can separate it, but at the same time too, I am who I am. And I don't appreciate the nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to racial slurs and epithets and that kind of ignorant ass dialogue. So F Teofimo, but Teofimo being an addition to the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia card in May, that is fire. I'm not gonna lie. And the reason why it's fire is because, bro, Barboza. I'm most happy for Arnold Barboza, right? Because Barboza has been in a mandatory position for the WBO for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendrick in the building. You know what I'm saying? Got the big Thanos glove one time for the members. Yes, sir, man. So I think that Teofimo fighting Barboza is long overdue. And I think that's dope that the WBO and President Gustavo Olivieri have finally fulfilled their promise and saying that, yo, the winner of Barboza and Catterall would get Teofimo, because Arnold Barboza has been in that position to get Teofimo for about a year and a half now, for a long time. So he's finally get what he deserves. Is he going to win? I don't know. I think it's a close fight. I think that if they both come in on their A game, I think Teofimo would win, you know, but you know, Teofimo's known for his shenanigans and not being too focused, right? That's how Kambosa's got the best of him. That's what we say. So I think Barboza could too, you know, because Barboza, he didn't look good enough against Catterall. He looked good enough against Catterall, in my opinion. He looked good for sure against Jose Carlos Ramirez. And then let's be honest, right? He was a beneficiary of a robbery against Sean McComb. However, fighters fight and judges judge. We need to stop. We need to normalize not being mad at the fighters for being the beneficiary of a robbery. they're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's the promoter, it's still not the fighter. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like, okay, that's the A side and the promoter looked out, it's not the fighter that's looking out for him. It's the promoter or whoever's running the event. And so we need to normalize not getting mad at the fighter for being the beneficiary of a bad call. You know what I'm saying? As much as I thought Jeff Horn did not beat Pacquiao or Tim Bradley, I don't think they beat Pacquiao, but it's not Tim Bradley's fault or Jeff Horn's fault. It's the judge's fault. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Natasha Jonas beat Michaela Mayer, it's not Natasha Jonas' fault. Fighters fight and judges judge. It's a judge's fault. So in this case, Sean McComb, it wasn't Arnold Barboza's fault. But but at the end of the day, I watched the fight and Sean McComb definitely won. But anyway, with that being said, Arnold Barboza's finally get the opportunity he deserves, and I look forward to that fight. But it even adds more intrigue because we already know Devin Haney is making his return, and he's going to be fighting Jose Carlos Ramirez, who Barboza beat. I have Devin Haney winning that fight. Of course, it depends on how he looks. And then we have Ryan Garcia going against Rolly Romero. And I like Rolly more, so I'm going for Rolly, but I think Ryan Garcia is going to win too. But we'll see how he looks coming off of a rehabilitation with his crackhead ass and finally being off of PED. So we'll see how he looks. It's still question marks for a lot of people, but for sure, I think Teofimo Arnold Barboza being on that card, this is a star-studded card. The only thing that you could kind of complain about is that the stars, the high-profile guys, and Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo, they're not fighting each other. That's the only thing you can complain about. But it's 3 stars on the same card, bro. Come on, man. Big Turk doing his thing, man. Shout out to my boy Dub with another gifted sub out here, like Oprah with the gifted subs.
1, 2, 3.
Random gift, man. Thank you, bro. I know you're trying to get Oscar, but I think you got to click on his name. I never done it before, so I don't know how. You can specify who you want to give it to, but man, I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you with the gifted membership, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Mihai Gingu for getting it. Shout out to you, Dub, for giving it. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that, bro. The love is real. Thank you. Shout out to my boy Dub, big member in the building. But yeah, man. So this is May 2nd in New York, man. In New York, I will say this though. Barboza, I'm happy for him. I am a little disappointed because I was hoping, selfishly, we get a unification with Richardson Hitchens and Teofimo, especially it being in New York and they're both from New York. I think that'd be dope. But at the same time, like I said, the WBO Gustavo Oliveira did say, the president, right? He did say that the winner of El Gato, Catterall, and Barboza would get the fight. So I'm not mad at it at all. So hopefully we can get the Richardson Hitchens one. Richardson Hitchens against the winner, but Richardson Hitchens got to be careful too because, like I said, Subra Matias, who's also fighting tomorrow, is fighting Gabriel Golas Valenzuela for an eliminator. So we'll see how that goes, man. But also, too, as you see with the title, man, we got an update at the super bantamweight division, man. 122 ran by Naoya Inoue, the monster. You know what I'm saying? Top 3 pound for pound guy. Whether you have him, Usyk, or Bud, 1, 2, 3, they're interchangeable. All 3 of them are undisputed and undefeated. Sorry, all 3 of them are undefeated and undisputed in 2 different weight classes, man. Definitely great fighters, man. So big salute to them. We have an update with Picasso. Naoya Inoue was supposed to be fighting the undefeated David Allen Picasso Romero, who's the #1 fighter in the WBC, I believe. And but apparently the negotiations fell through. He's not the ordered mandatory, but he's in the mandatory position for #1, because there's an order of things in which the sanctioning bodies are called. So he's not the ordered mandatory. That would be the WBA challenger MJ Akhmadaliev. And perfect segue into that. We are hoping, according to Chava on ESPN, Salvador Rodriguez, a reporter and contributor to ESPN, according to him, David Picasso, Romero, and Naoya Inoue have ran into negotiation stalemates. They're not given they just can't come to an agreement. A lot of people are saying it's monetary issues. And shout out to David Picasso. Before we say that somebody, when a fight falls through and negotiations fall through, we're quick to say somebody's avoiding somebody or ducking. So before we scream duck, before we scream duck, I want to consider this. David Picasso is not an ordered mandatory, and he's an undefeated young fighter. So, you want to get the most bang for your buck. So I'm not knocking him. I'm not acting oblivious to the business side. Just because we may not want to acknowledge it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So I can't knock a man for trying to get what he's worth. I don't know the ins and outs, but I don't think you would pull out of a Naoya Inoue fight him being the cash cow with those weight divisions if it wasn't for a good reason, or you did feel like you were slighted. So, you know, I'm going to give him a pass on that. And we're going to move on to the next. And I'm hoping that the next is MJ Akhmadaliev. That's what has been rumored for May 4th in Las Vegas. But it's also been rumored that he'll be fighting Ramon Cardenas too. So Ramon Cardenas, I believe he's like ranked number 11 or something like that. But I'm hoping they can get MJ Akhmadaliev. However, if they can't get MJ Akhmadaliev, that's cool, because Vadim Kornilov, who's MJ Akhmadaliev's manager, he's come out and said that they've been moving forward amicably with their talks and negotiations with Naoya Inoue's team. And even though they were going to push forward with their litigation, it seems like they're moving forward progressively and satisfactorily in a satisfactory manner, right? And so they could get the fight in September 14th between Naoya Inoue and MJ Akhmadaliev. So even if he doesn't get it in May, they might swing the fight for him to get it in September 14th in Japan. So that's fire, man. I just want to see that fight this year. I don't care if it's in Vegas or Japan. That is fire. You feel me? He said, won't be famous in the building. What's good, brethren? He said, I love for it to be MJ. If it's MJ, I will 100,000% try to get a ticket to it. Facts. Facts. We got my boy Dub, man, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to my boy Dub, man, dropping that graffiti on the chat walls. My boy says, let's go 10 for 10, Doc, 2 times today. Let's go, man. Shout out to you, Dub. Big support, man. Y'all heard it, man. Let's go 10 for 10. Hit the super chat goal twice in one day. That'd be crazy, man. That'd be fire. You know what I'm talking about? What's good, Famous? He said it's not in the Garden, it's in that theater, right? I don't know where it's at. You talking about for the Teofimo joint, Kendrick? They said it's in Times Square, so I think, don't quote me now, but I think it's outside, like literally outside. When they say we outside, I'm talking about we outside with 4 of them. I think it's literally outside. I think it's supposed to be like a free viewing for people, if I'm not mistaken, Kendrick. But somebody look it up and let me know. But I believe it's supposed to be in Times Square, like where the New Year's Eve ball drop type things. So I don't think it's in. Definitely don't think it's in the Garden. I don't think it's in that theater, man. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's outside. You know what I'm saying? So good Lord willing, the weather permits. But yeah, I'm almost certain it's outside. He said we not spending no more in public today. We not spending no more in public today. I'm telling you, bro. Outside the Times Square. Yeah, I think so. Shout out to you, Dub. I appreciate it, bro. That's big love, man. Yeah. Like I said, confirm that for me, please, and validate it. Don't take my don't quote me, but I believe I read that it's outside, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's supposed to be the first. Yeah, it's supposed to be the first. I don't know if it's the first ever, but the first in a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if like back in the day, Rocky Marciano and Floyd Patterson and people like that. I don't know if they, you know what I'm saying, Jake LaMotta fought there or something like that. But yeah, it's supposed to be the first in the modern times for sure. But yeah, man, I think that'd be dope, man. Like I said, put your feelings aside if you can. I'm not saying that you should or you have to. Don't let me convince you, because you feel how you feel. Don't let nobody make you feel bad about being offended if somebody's trying to be offensive like Teofimo. But I'm saying if you can manage to do that, and look at this card from Star Power, you got Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo on the same card, bro. That's crazy. And then not to mention Rolly Romero, and you know he got the gift of gab. Oh man, this card, that's gonna be entertaining, bro. Like the build-up may be more entertaining than the fights themselves, because you know Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are gonna interact, because they're gonna be on the same stage for their weigh-ins and stuff like that, or press conferences, excuse me. You know, so, and then Teofimo's there too, so you know they're gonna be talking. Everybody gonna be talking. So I think it's gonna be entertaining. Now, how will the fights be entertaining? I think Barboza and Teo will be entertaining. I don't know how entertaining Devin Haney and Jose Carlos Ramirez is, because I think Devin Haney's stylistically, I think Devin Haney's gonna make it look kind of easy, but then it depends on how he comes back, right? Because that's the question mark, right? We don't know how he's going to come back and look. Ryan Garcia and Rolly, I think that's going to be fire as well. I just don't know how long it's going to last. And I unfortunately believe, shout out to Rolly, I'm rooting for Rolly. I like Rolly, but I just feel like he's going to be too small. And I think Ryan Garcia is going to I think it potentially make Rolly look bad, man. Shout out to Rolly though. But yeah, that's May 2nd, man. And then May 4th, like, bro, May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are crazy. May 2nd is Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, right? May 3rd is Cinco de, because all this Cinco de Mayo weekend, that's Canelo and William Skull, where Canelo's going to aim to reclaim undisputed against the undefeated Cuban fighter William Skull, who's the IBF champion at 168. And then on that card is Jaime Munguia trying to enact revenge for what Brunello did to him, Bruno Saras. So, bro, this is, bro. And then Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. is on that card as well. So that's May 3rd, bro. May 2nd, May 3rd, May 4th, back to back to back. You know what I'm talking about? Like a three-peat of the Bulls. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy, bro, consecutively. Then on the May 4th, we're supposed to have Naoya Inoue going against an opponent that's to be announced now. And then also, I didn't even mention this, Rafael Espinosa, El Divino at 126, supposed to be on that card with Naoya Inoue. So these cards aren't even complete yet. But as far as just being great events, bro, come on, dog. What more you want, man? If you're a boxer fan, bro, May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is going to be crazy, man. Good Lord willing, man. The month of May is going to start off on fire. I'm talking about fire. I'm telling you, bro. They fought in Times Square in the past. They would have to move hookers and thieves. Facts. We got 2-4 in the building. What's good? Wait, I ain't give you that mod yet. 2-4, my fault, bro. I thought I did that the other day when we talked about it. Shout out to Thomas, man. Yo, Cito dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He said, change, it's inevitable, except from a vending machine. I'm saying, oh, what up, Cito? Dropping that graffiti on the chat walls, man. Long time, my brother. Well, not long time. I just saw you like last week. Earlier this week. Shout out to you, Cito, coming through, man. Hope everybody good with you and your family. God bless, brethren. He said, yeah, change is inevitable, except from a vending machine. Oh, I'm so leap out here sounding like Thanos. I am inevitable, head ass. But yeah, man. So let's talk about so we talked about everything I want to talk about pretty much. I also want to get into this is not going to be a long show. I don't anticipate it to be a long show. I mean, it could be, but you know, we're just gonna keep it going and keep it rolling. But I think that's all I want to talk about as far as that stuff, man. Like I said, with Inoue and Ramon Cardenas, I'm hoping that it's MJ Medallia, but like I said, Ramon Cardenas would be cool too. And I'm not really tripping that it's not David Allen Picasso Romero. I'm not gonna call him a duck because I don't know exactly why, and I think that you should always get what you deserve. And if you know, I think it's ducking when you call somebody out and they oblige and then you renege or you know what I'm saying, like Shakur, what happened to Shakur with Zepeda and Schofield. To me, that's ducking, you know, or somebody. Now you could argue that Ajit Kabayel and Zele Zhang ducked Bacoli, you know, because they were ordered to fight them for the IBF. They switched the entire sanctioned bodies and fought each other. So, but as something like this, I'm not sure how the negotiations went. So I'm not going to go in on David Picasso Romero. And I don't think, I mean, you do what you want, but I'm not. You know, he's a young bull, believing in himself. I'm not mad at it. Don't forget to smack that like button, y'all. He said, let me find out you took it away because I got Joseph Parker. No, bro, I forgot to give it. Hey, I ain't like that one dude. I ain't doing you like that one dude does you. He say sometimes he got the wrench. He turned around, the wrench gone. Hey, yo, he said, oh, you don't agree with me? I don't remember who you said did that, but that's hilarious, man. Shout out to them, though, you know. Run your channel how you run your channel. You feel me? That's just not how I do things over here, man. It's my way. We gonna do it over here. That's funny as hell, though. But yeah, man, so let's talk about Tank, bro. You know, does Tank have to get a KO to impress tomorrow? I think the majority of boxing fans would say yes. I'm kind of, I'm one of those. I subscribe to that notion that Tank has to get a knockout. It's imperative that he gets a knockout. But I want to be careful with that, you know. Because, like I said, I strongly don't feel that Lamont Roach is a bad opponent. But the reason why I want to be careful with that is because, like, even with Josh Padley, right, I didn't feel that Shakur had to get a knockout because that's not his style. But Tank, that is his style. So, and he's fighting a smaller guy. That's why I'm like, okay, bet. Yeah, I think he should probably get a knockout. But at the same time, Lamont Roach, if you saw the weigh-in today, who looked bigger? I mean, Lamont Roach looked taller and he didn't look any slimmer. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was just as I don't want to call these guys massive because they weigh 135 to 130 pounds. So they're not massive, but I'm saying he seemed to have just as much mass, if not more, than Gervonta. Now, I will say this, though. You could argue that Gervonta didn't look this drained as him because obviously he makes that weight kind of naturally and easily than others, right? That's why some people are like his coach Barry Hunter or his trainer for right now is saying that they want to see him versus Inoue because Tank could get down there. Do I want to see that fight? I mean, if they want to fight, I'm cool with it, but I'm not asking for that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for that fight at all. I think it's kind of silly at this point, man. I always think it's silly when there's a guy 2 divisions away from you. You know what I'm saying? At least let him get within 1 division. But now Inoue's at 122, Tank's at 135. So that's 3 divisions really, because 126, 130, and then 135. So I think it's kind of a silly proposition at best right now. But I mean, like I said, I don't mind entertaining it because I don't mind entertaining it in like throwing it in whimsically, but I don't think we should spend a lot of time on that fight. But the point is that my point is that Tank can easily make 130, right? So I'm not saying that they're the same size because the guy is coming up, but we've seen guys come up before or come down before and be bigger or smaller than the person that they're meeting. Like when Devin Haney went up in far Regis Prograis, he looked way bigger than Regis, right? As far as height and mass and everything, you know. And then when what's the name, right now with Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis, the size differential doesn't look like that much. And then we saw Keyshawn and Barinchik, and that size differential looked crazy, you know. It looked huge, you know. So it just goes with it. But I do think that Tank should knock out Lamont Roach because it's not a top guy. And unfortunately, when you're great, we expect great things. However, I just want to slow down with that notion because I think that if you're fighting a guy who can possibly beat you, and we're going to give them credit for beating him, and it's not like some huge weight differential, like, let's say, like Terrence Crawford and Canelo. Obviously, Canelo's not going to get as much credit for beating Bud as Bud will get for beating Canelo because he's the one that's jumping up. Just like it's akin to Roy Jones moving up to fighting John Ruiz. John Ruiz wasn't going to get too much credit for beating Roy Jones. He's kind of supposed to, no matter how great Roy Jones is. But Roy Jones is going to get a lot of credit for going all the way up to heavyweight, no matter how good or bad the champion is. He's a champion, you know what I'm saying, John Ruiz. So that's just natural, but this is not that type of weight jump. So I do think we should not make it seem like fighters have to win a certain way in order for it to be a good win. Whether Tank gets a knockout or goes a distance, I think is decent, you know what I'm saying, as long as he wins convincingly and clearly. However, I do think he should get the knockout, but I don't think it's like it's mandated, it's mandatory for him to get the stoppage. But you know, just because Tank has, I think he knocked out everybody except for 2 people, right, in his career, Esau Pitbull Cruz and I can't remember the other guy's name earlier on. So of course he should get the knockout, but you know, let's not act like Lamont Roach is some guy that gets knocked out. He only has 1 loss, and that was to Jamel Herring, and that loss was not a knockout. And then he has a draw, but other than those 2 blemishes, if you will, on his record, he's a good fighter, man. So do I think Rayo and Gary Antoine Russell need to get a knockout because they're both knockout punchers? No. But I think that's going to be fight of the night, though. That's definitely, to me, on paper, Rayo and Gary Antoine Russell is the best fight on this night. But I do think that Tank, just so he could minimize public reception or bad public reception, negative public press, I think he kind of has to get a knockout, unfortunately. Or else people are going to see it as a failure, just like with Shakur. Like, I don't know how you could not be a knockout artist and stop somebody and then people say, oh, you should have stopped him faster. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just say that you're not going to be happy until they fight each other, bro. Like, you know, it's even with Canelo. Like, Canelo didn't stop. Who said it the other day? Or was it this in the morning stream? Like, oh, yeah, Cinnamon didn't get a stoppage in his last 6 fights since Caleb Plant. That might be true, but did he have a questionable fight? When he beat Jermell Charlo, he didn't stop him, but did he look like he was struggling? I think the answer is an emphatic no. You know, did he look like he was struggling against Jaime Magia? I think that's an emphatic no. Did he look like he was struggling against Edgar Berlanga? I think that's another emphatic no. So it's like, yeah, you may not get a stoppage, but this is not called Knockout Kings, bro. It's boxing, bro. You don't have to get a knockout to win, even if you're a knockout artist or not. No one said Beterbiev had to knock out Bivol. Now, I know that that's different because Bivol and Beterbiev are equal in skill level and stature and, you know, accomplishments and all that stuff at the top of their game. But I'm just saying that we should not be disappointed all the time. We could be disappointed in this one, you know what I'm saying? Tank and Lamont Roach. I get being disappointed because, you know, the optics is that a guy's coming up from a lower division against a knockout artist. You expect him to knock him out. But I'm just saying these aren't scrubs fighting each other. No one's going in there to get knocked out. So even if, like, I don't know, Gary Antoine Russell and Rayo, who have 2 pretty large KO percentages, if they don't knock each other out, I don't think it's a failure. Like I said, Tank is an exception because Tank is so great. We want him to get a stoppage, and same with Canelo. But no, you're not always going to get a stoppage. As long as you win in a dominant fashion, there's nothing controversial about it. I think that's good. you know. But yeah, I'm hoping. I think it'll be a good statement for him to get a stoppage. Be honest though. Let me catch up to some of the chat. What did I miss? What did I miss? He said, Doc, just saw a new training video of Canelo. Rest in peace, Mr. Crawford. By way of stretcher, round 8, he's gone. Your boy Bud is gonna get smoked out. Smoke like a Winston. Yeah, sure. Let me see what else I said. Oh, he said Canelo is going to hurt the supposed pound for pound king, Mr. Bud. He's not a supposed pound for pound king. I don't know what's supposed about him. What is supposed about him or Usyk or Inoue? Bud is a pound for pound king, whether you like him or not. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between me and you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me and most people. Like, y'all try to discredit somebody because you like somebody more. You could say, like I say, that I think Canelo's going to stop Bud. That ain't got shit to do with taking away what Bud has accomplished. Bud is easily, outside of Canelo, I could argue that Bud might have the best resume in boxing. That's just a fact. I know that hurts your ears. I know that hurts your soul. But I could make a strong argument for, out of all the boxers that are active in boxing today, that Bud has the best resume. Not only that, I say he's after Canelo in my personal opinion. But if you want to factor in accolades, you could argue that he's on top of Canelo. I wouldn't make that argument, but you can make an argument. That's an argument I would entertain, and I would just debunk it because Canelo is the first ever undisputed at 168, but Terence Crawford is undefeated and undisputed in 2 weight divisions, 140 and 147. People that don't really watch boxing like to say, oh, Terence Crawford only fought Errol Spence. No, correction, goofy. I'm not talking to Cito right now. I'm just talking in general. You only know Errol Spence. Errol Spence was a great win. That might be his greatest win, but he has a whole bunch of other great wins. Errol Spence is a Hall of Famer himself, and he was a pound-for-pound fighter when Terence Crawford beat him, so that's great. That's the one that's going to stand out. But Yuriorkis Gamboa, the undefeated little Mike Tyson, as they coined him, that's a good win too. You feel me? The undefeated Eastern European Victor Postol, because he was undefeated when Terence Crawford beat him, that's a good win too. You feel me? Sean Porter, the Hall of Famer, that's a champion. Right now, he's a commentator and an analyst. That's a good win too. I think he's the first and only person to ever stop Sean Porter, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you want to blame his father, Kenny Porter, for stopping it prematurely or not, he's the first person to stop it by hook or by crook, right? What about Kell Brook? Oh, Terence Crawford beat him too. My bad. I forgot. Oh, what about the undefeated Israel Madrimov at his debut at a new weight division at 154? Oh, my bad. He beat him too. Yeah, the same guy that we're giving Virgil Ortiz praise for beating. Yeah, Bud beat him first. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that we tried to diminish. Bud is easily the number one, and should be number one on anybody's pound for pound list. I personally have Usyk number one, but if you have Usyk, Inoue, or Bud 1, 2, or 3 in any order, it's all acceptable if you know boxing. If I need tomato cans before, yeah, I'm not even entertaining you anymore because you don't know what you're talking about. He's, you know, I'm talking about, I like Canelo, but you sound crazy. This man said that Terence Crawford fought tomato cans. Yeah, that you know that you, as much as you think that people like Terence Crawford, you just dislike Terence Crawford. That's why I think it's so funny. Like, people think that, oh, if you like somebody, that you're being extra complimentary towards them, or you being biased. No, you're just being biased in the opposite direction. You just don't like him. You just told me that he fought tomato cans before he fought Errol Spence, the same guy that was undisputed in a whole nother weight division before he fought Errol Spence. Hey, you got to argue with yourself on that one. Yo, Mike in the building. Yeah, that's crazy. To me, Terence Crawford, if he was from England, if he was Mexican, if he was from Japan, oh, he'll be the biggest boxer. He might be the face of boxing, but it's just because he's from America, and a lot of Americans, they don't appreciate shit. Number one, but number two, boxing's not a big sport, you know. So I'm not even talking about a complexion thing. I'm not talking about his skin color. I'm just saying his nationality. If he was Mexican, Japanese, Nigerian, English, man, this man would be Ukrainian. What? Oh man, But'll be. It'll be crazy, man. Shout out to Terence Crawford, man. I still got Canelo winning, but I like Bud. Bro, I have Canelo winning too. That's the thing. But when people say, "Oh, I have Canelo winning, so Bud is trash," no, bro. Like, people don't have to be. I don't even get how. This is my thing though, right? This is my question to people that think like that. If you think that everybody that your favorite fighter fights is trash, Why is he your favorite fighter? Like, how do you know your favorite fighter is good if all you seen him beat was trash? I don't So if I decide to Cito, I'm not like, but no, this is a Cito. Cito, if you think Canelo's gonna whoop Terrence Crawford, why are you so adamant about him being trash? If he's trash, what credit can you give Canelo? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Like, I think Canelo stops Bud too, but it's not because Bud is trash. It's just because Canelo's, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say better. I think they're both great, but it's just Canelo in this case is bigger, and I think it's gonna change something. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. It's like this other guy in one of my comments on my videos. I was talking about Beterbiev and Bivol. He was like, "Oh, Bivol's trash." You talking about Bivol, the guy that was the only one that Beterbiev never stopped? You talking about Bivol, the one that just got him back? Why would you want to even say Bivol is trash, no matter how much you're trying to compliment and hoist up Beterbiev? If you're saying that his opponent is trash and he just arguably lost to, or not argue, he lost to him, and then he had the first fight was controversial, and this is the first guy that he never stopped. What's I say about Beterbiev? That may lead me to believe that Beterbiev has been fighting tomato cans this whole time, does it not? If you're telling me that Bivol is trash and Bivol beat him the second time, and the first time he was the first guy to ever go the distance with him, would that not lead me to believe that maybe everybody else Beterbiev fought was trash and tomato cans, as we say? People be hurting their own arguments. I like y'all energy because it's gonna make the odds better for me when I bet on Bud. Yeah, facts. Cito be an animated doc for fun. Cito be an animated doc for fun because your Bud talks way too much shit. Because Bud talks shit. What do you want Bud to say? Is Bud supposed to say no? He's not. No, Dub. He's not trolling. He's serious. What do you want Bud to say? Oh, I'm gonna lose. How is that talking? Like, I don't think y'all know the difference between being confident and arrogance and talking trash and believing in yourself. I don't think some people know the difference. Like, I don't get what you want these fighters to say. Did Canelo? Have you ever heard Canelo say that he's gonna lose to anybody he fought? Matter of fact, what about the people that he hasn't fought, like Benavidez? Have you ever heard him say, "Oh, I'm not fighting Benavidez because he's too good for me"? No, he says that all he brings is 25 pounds, and I stop him just like I beat everybody else. He said he'll beat Benavidez in the same. He said he'll beat Benavidez and somebody else. I think he said Benavidez and Crawford. I think he said he'll beat both of them in the same night. That's not talking trash. It is talking trash, but I love it. But see, you like when the guy you like talks trash, but then the other guy talks trash and you don't like it. Or you try to make it seem like it's bad or something. No, they both talk trash. What fighter does it? Well, not all fighters talk trash. You know, I would say Bivol and Beterbiev, they don't really talk trash. Even Beterbiev was kind of talking trash before. I take that back. I will only say Bivol doesn't really talk trash, but Beterbiev talks trash too. You see, but yeah, man, we'll see how it goes though, man. I just think that these fights, I think that when it comes to boxing, that sometimes we get too hype about guys having to win a certain way or not. They're trash. Like I said, no one goes in there to lose, man. Well, I shouldn't say nobody because, you know, that's not true. Some people be selling the bag, but not too many people go in there to lose, right? He said, but Bud don't even talk trash for real. That's a funny, bro. Kendrick, people will say anything. He said, Doc, I like messing with you, brother of mine. Nah, you good, bro. You good, but you're not joking. It's a sport, not my life. Nah, we just talking, bro. We just talking. I mean, you wrong, but we just talking, bro. But yeah, I don't think that like I said, I got Canelo winning, but I don't have to keep saying it, or that doesn't mean that I don't like Canelo or don't like Bud. It's like Bud and Benavidez. You never hear me down Benavidez. In fact, I'd be bigging Benavidez up because I think he's a beast. And when Canelo stops him, I think that's gonna be even better. You know what I'm saying? It's like Pacquiao and Floyd. I like Pacquiao a lot, man. Floyd might be the only fighter I like more than Pacquiao, just slightly. So I was kind of torn going into that fight, but I edged with Floyd. But I didn't say, oh, Pacquiao's trash or Floyd is trash. Like I don't really understand that. Do you have any thoughts on Tank switching head trainers for this camp? That's a good question. It's Barry Hunter, right? So I don't know if you know the history, which I think you do. But just for those that don't, remember there was a big controversy in regards to Coach Calvin Ford not being there, right? His trainer, his traditional trainer. Well, I just heard from an interview that he got married. So I'm not saying that's why. I'm not gonna lie to you. you know, I don't really care for the nonsense too much, but I'm assuming that him getting married and having, I know he had to train some other fighters too that he has. That has something to do with him not being present for the camp more so than a falling out, which I think you know, which I know you know that. But then the Barry Hunter, my thoughts on that is I just think it's related to that. And plus Barry Hunter, it's not like it's a new guy, right? Barry Hunter is an OG in the game, and you know, it's someone that Coach Calvin Ford knew for a while too. You know, and Calvin Ford brought Tank to Barry Hunter as a jit. So and if you go back, I believe is last time I saw him, don't quote me now, Kendrick, but I believe if you go back to the Isak Pitbull Cruz fight, you see Barry Hunter in the corner with Tank and Coach Calvin Ford. So this is nothing that's abnormal. It does look a little different because we usually don't recognize a second or third trainer or the cut man, or, you know what I'm saying? We don't really pay attention to who that is. But if you go back, you can see Barry Hunter present in Gervonta's corner in some other past fights. So I don't think it's too much of a big deal. But I also do think it's a strategic move too, because if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this now, but I believe Barry Hunter is in DC as well, right? And you know who's in DC? Lamont Roach. So they all frequent that gym as well, so he can kind of get some intel, some inside information. So I don't think it's a bad thing, man. I think it might be a good thing, you know. I got Bud by 8th round KO. Hey, TKO. Hey, he's I be trolling once in a while. It's 4-star shit. Respect. He said, yeah, Hunter worked with Roach too, but Ford said he was going through some things, so he focused on his amateurs. Yeah, he was going through some things, so yeah, I saw that. And then I know he got married too. Yeah, I actually think that's kind of dope, man. And I don't know, like I said, right? So I saw a couple interviews with Calvin Ford, and he kind of disclosed some information when talking kind of around the bush. But like I said, I'm not really concerned with their personal stuff, because at the same time too, you know, these guys, like I said, Trainer Ford just seems like an OG, you know? So even if it was something that they did have a falling out between him and Tank, I don't think he'll say that anyway to protect Tank. You know what I'm saying? So he's good. So is he legitimately going through something personal on his side, or did they really have a falling out? You know, not a falling out to the capacity or the extent of like, oh, we're not going to work together no more. But maybe they did get in a little disagreement that, you know what I'm saying? You get in with your homies, or you get in with your brothers or your uncles or your cousins or your mom or your sis. You know, little arguments you get into, y'all stop talking for a week or two, right? You know, you can't really afford to do that when you have a fight coming up. So you don't want to make a distraction out of nothing. Y'all handle business and iron it out later on, hash it out later on. So it could be something like that too. Or he could be telling the truth in that it was something that he was going through, you know? So I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's a big deal. Now, I ain't gonna lie though, Kendrick. If it can become a big deal if Tank lose, oh boy. Oh, it's a huge deal now. Oh, it's a huge deal now. But right now, I don't think it's a big deal. But please believe, if Tank loses, oh, it's gonna be a big deal for everybody. Gonna blame it on that. Everybody and their mama gonna blame it on that. I did think it was interesting though how Lamont Roach was like, yeah, man, I gotta fight with. He was talking about fighting Shakur after he beats Tank. I thought that was pretty interesting. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. I thought that was pretty interesting, but we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. He said, too far. I know you do because you had Spence in 2023. He said, I got Bud. TKO, yeah, Hunter worked with Roach. Yep. He said, who Inoue fighting? I think Tank got to call out Rich Sanchez. Inoue's supposed to be fighting Cardenas, maybe. It's not certain, right? He might be fighting Cardenas or Akhmadaliev. I'm hoping for Akhmadaliev, but I think it's going to be Ramon Cardenas. I don't think he's going to fight Akhmadaliev at such short notice. And I think that Akhmadaliev if he's not ready, he shouldn't take a fight on short notice anyway against Inoue. So, but yeah, Picasso is out due to negotiations falling apart, and then potentially Ramon Cardenas or MJ Akhmadaliev is in. But I think Ramon Cardenas is a front runner. As a front runner. Whole time I do think Bud might outbox Canelo. Yeah, that's a possibility, bro. That's his path to victory, of course. But I think most likely Canelo get the ref to stop the fight. Bud ain't taking no knee like Charlie. He got too much pride. Exactly. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think Canelo's just gonna get to him. But like I said, we'll see, man. We'll see. That's why we watch the fights. That's why we love it. That's why it's intriguing, right? So we're gonna watch the fights and see how it goes, man. I can't wait for it. It's not a fight that I was particularly looking for, but it's not a fight that I'm gonna not watch. You better believe I'm gonna be tuned in. I got two top fighters, two of my favorite fighters, Canelo and Terrence Crawford. Well, Tank is one of my favorite fighters, but I'm saying like Canelo and Terrence Crawford fighting? Of course, bro. Like, what are we talking about, man? That's must see TV, bro. Two top boxers, you know. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I definitely think Crawford has a path to victory. I just don't think he'll get there. I think Canelo's path to victory is more likely, but we'll see, man. I also saw with Turkey, speaking of Canelo and Bud and Tank and Bud and all them, I saw what Turkey was talking about. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up the tweet. I thought it was kind of funny. Let me see if I can pull it up. So we could let's see if we can read it together. Actually, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. The Ukrainian president Zelensky, he gifted Donald Trump, President Trump, the Alexander Usyk's belt. That's funny. Oh man. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find what I'm talking about. But Big Turk responded to what Tank was saying. I'm not mad at it either. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, he was just like, oh yeah, if I'm Tank, I'm not mad at Tank, because if I was Tank, I'd be mad too. Because Terrence Bud Crawford is he said Terrence Bud Crawford is looking like he's getting more money in 2 fights than Tank has ever made in his entire career. So I thought that joke was funny, man. They all taking jabs at each other, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I honestly believe that they're gonna end up working together anyway. But I just think that was funny, man. That Turkey responded, and I'm glad he said he's not taking it to heart. Has no hard feelings. He's just talking trash back, and that's what they do, you know. You gotta remember that Canelo, like, people. It's just people. I don't know if they have the attention span or the memory of a puppy or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's like, bro, you remember that Canelo and Turkey initially were talking trash to each other as well. You know that Oscar De La Hoya was talking about trash about Turkey as well, and now look at all them working together. So it's no different. It's just people like to. I don't know if they have selective memory or what, but he says, this is what he says right here. He said, I don't blame Tank Davis for anything that he says. He doesn't know me. And if I put myself in his position, if he sees Crawford making in 2 fights more with 5 times, wait, what? If he sees Crawford making in 2 fights more with 5 times than all what Tank made in his career, what the, okay, this is messing up my head. If he sees Crawford making in 2 fights more with 5 times than all what Tank made in his career, this is a natural reaction from him. I think they meant to say if he sees Crawford making in 2 fights more than 5 times than all what Tank made in his entire career, this is a natural reaction for him. Yeah, so I'm gonna read it like that, because if I read it that way, it doesn't make sense. So he said, I don't blame Tank Davis for anything that he says. He doesn't know me. And if I put myself in his position, if he sees Crawford making in 2 fights more than 5 times than all what Tank made in his career, this is a natural reaction from him. He said, we will let him keep talking, and we will continue making great cards, and Crawford will continue thinking how he will spend his money. That says Turkey Al-Sheikh's response to statements from Gervonta Davis. I think that's funny, man. See, I liked it. I think it's funny. It is what it is, man. You know, everybody just talking trash. I don't see nothing wrong with it, man. I don't see nothing wrong with it at all. Turkey was getting neck while typing that. I don't know what was going on, but that ain't make no sense. It was messing up my head. It was messing up my head, man. He said Trump bitched him earlier. Yeah, I saw it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that I think they're gonna end up working together, and I think that Big Turk is gonna be a key component as to how Tank and Shakur happens. That's what I think. Like I said, I could be wrong, but that's what I think, man. He said, Turkey talking about how fat your pockets are is a flex. I agree, but of course he's going to cuss his fighter, you know what I'm saying? So of course he's going to talk about how much money he's giving his fighters, and we know that, right? So I do think it's a flex, but at the same time too, it's like, it goes back to what Tank is saying, and it goes back to what Canelo was saying when he was saying it before he joined them, and what Oscar De La Hoya was saying before he joined them. It's like, no, we're making our own money in America, you know, and this is what we're making, and this is what I'm doing off of my name. I don't need somebody else to come and, spoon feed me or whatever they were saying, you know. And I think it's still applicable, but I just, hey man, it is what it is, man. The man got the big money, so go get paid, man. That's why I see it. But at the same time too, if you want to stand on something and you don't feel like you could be bought, then I don't see nothing wrong with that either. If you don't agree with things, then it is what it is. But I think that a lot of times people get rubbed the wrong way, like Oscar De La Hoya did, like Cinnamon did, and like Tank is now. You know, I think people get rubbed the wrong way when people want to just flash their money around and maybe approach you in not the most appropriate manner and make it seem like, oh man, I could just do what you're just gonna do what I want. I know you will, because I'm gonna pay you money. It just doesn't make you feel comfortable, man. So and that's for anybody could relate to that. So I'm not saying that's the case here, but you know, you could imagine it's something like that. But yeah, I definitely think that Turk is breaking him off, and it would be, as far as revenue goes, it seems like it would definitely make more sense, pun intended, to go fight with Turk. You know, I think so. I just hope that at the same time, too, the integrity of the sport and the sport as a whole is not being compromised. You know, because that is a reality. That is a possibility. You know what I'm saying? A realistic possibility as well. But I like what Big Turk's doing. From my position, is good to me. You know what I'm talking about? So if we could get Tank on there, it'll be even better. You know, if we could get, hell, any boxer on there, hell, if Tank could facilitate if Turk could facilitate Zerdo and Job Ataya, I'm good. If he could facilitate all these unifications at 126, I'm good. I love it, bro. So from where I'm sitting, it's good to me. But I understand people feeling uncomfortable and not wanting and being hesitant to put themselves in that situation. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer, but Terrence Crawford definitely seemed to be making that bank, you know, and so shout out to him. And you know, and it wasn't like Canelo wasn't making bank before he went over there, or Tank's not making bank now. So we'll see how it goes, man. We got these fights tomorrow, man. I'm excited for it, man. I was watching the weigh-ins, and it seemed like Tank tried to punk Lamont Roach, and I don't know, man. I think Lamont Roach has good energy, bro. I like what I'm seeing, man. I think he's gonna come with it and make it a fight. I like what I'm seeing out of Rayo and Gary Anton Russell. I think he's gonna come with it and make it a fight. I like what I'm seeing out of all these fighters, man. So I think tomorrow's card is gonna be great. I think it is, man. He said Turk and Tank is more broken than Trump and Zelensky. Hey, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. I think it is what it is, man. So I don't know, man. I think we just be patient, man. I mean, like I said, you know, there was a time not too long ago where it was just Turk and Eddie Hearn, you know what I'm saying, Matchroom. And then Oscar De La Hoya was talking trash about nobody coming in and taking over American boxing on his watch. You remember when Oscar De La Hoya was saying this? And then Oscar De La Hoya, you know what I'm saying, he's with Turk now. People said he kissed the ring or whatever you want to call it. And then Canelo, you remember, it was just a few fights ago, but Canelo was pretending to hold his hand of his homeboy. And then they started laughing. It was a shot at Turk. And Turk was talking trash, saying that, oh, Canelo didn't want to work with him because he was scared of big fights. This was just like 2 fights ago, so let's not act different now because it's Gervonta Tank Davis. So, you know, Gervonta Tank Davis and Turk are probably going to be a little combative too with the Lambo demands and all these other demands. And then they'll probably make a deal, or, you know what I'm saying, probably feel like Turkey approached him or reapproached him with some respect, and they'll probably make a deal too. Like, so I don't know why people be acting brand new and making it seem like this is not a natural occurrence, bro. Everybody has been on the American side now. I'm not talking about Frank Warren and Queensberry or Eddie Hearn and what's his name, Matchroom or Ben Shalom and Boxer, but everybody on the American side that's worked with him that of significance, it didn't start off with them being that receptive to Big Turk. And that goes from promoters and Oscar De La Hoya to fighters and Canelo and big money generators like Tank. You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new, bro. This is, I mean, it is what it is. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. But I honestly think that they will work together. You know, and I think it's a good sign that Turkey said he's not taking them seriously. You know, he's just talking trash back. And like I said, I think Tank's just talking too. So we'll see how it goes. He was like, man, I just wanted 2 Lambos. And when he said, oh, I'll get you the 2 Lambos, he's like, okay, I want 3 now. They just be talking, bro. Sometimes I think we be taking stuff too seriously. What these folks be saying, man. They know how to prioritize business. You know, yo, we got Ryan Frazier, boxing talk up north in the building, big member in the building with the time stone glove. You feel me? Big Nolf, he says, salute, Doc. Y'all see who boxing scene just reported his front runner for the Inoue fight? We gotta put the duck label on all over Inoue. Nah. Yeah, I saw it. I just spoke about it. You talking about Picasso, right? Wait, who are you talking about, bro? Boxing scene just dropped something? You talk about Ramon Cardenas, right? Or you talk about because I know Ramon Cardenas and MJ Akhmadaliev are being rumored for May 4th, but I know that MJ Akhmadaliev is more so looking for the September 14th date, and I think he's getting Ramon Cardenas. Wait, hold on. Let me see what you talking about. Let me find out. Ryan just popped up and saying some stuff that I already said. Hold on now. You talking about Ramon Cardenas, right? Let me see. Because Picasso pulled out, right? Because the negotiations didn't go smoothly. Yeah, Cardenas. Yeah, Cardenas. Yeah, I already know that. Come on, man. You know I be on it. You know I be on it, Nof. You know what I'm talking about? You know I be on it, Ryan. Come on, man. Put some respect on my name. You feel me? You feel me? You know I be on it, bro. Come on now. You know I be doing these things. I didn't see it from boxing scene though. Shout out to you. Yeah, Cardenas, he is not positioned. No, he's not positioned at all. He's not positioned. He's like ranked number 11. But like I said, the reason why I give it a pass, you see how good I am, chat. I don't even do this on purpose. It just happens that way. You see, I give him a pass, bro. You know why I give him a pass? Because I knew he was in talks with Picasso Romero, and that seemed to fall through suddenly, right? Now let's go back to Tank. Who do y'all get on my head about giving him a pass with? Lamont Roach. And I tell you that even though they changed dates, I still know that he was talking to Loma. I know he was talking to the other guy, Rayo, and he was talking to De Los Santos, and none of those worked, so he landed on Roach. I know, even though it's in May and we're only in February, I know that he was talking to Picasso, and you just never know how easy it is or how difficult it is to obtain another opponent or what level of negotiations they arrived at before it fell apart. So sometimes you just want to make the easier fight happen, you know? So I'm not saying the easier from a competitive standpoint. I'm talking about the people that are more receptive to make a fight with you. Like, man, all right, bet you want to make the fight? Bet it's easy. Let's get this paperwork done. Let's make the fight. You know, so sometimes I give them, I don't blame Inoue or Picasso for this, you know. It is what it is. But I do want him to fight that MJ Akhmadaliev, though. And according to Vadim Kornilov, who's MJ Akhmadaliev's manager, that they're moving forward accordingly and the talks are progressing in a favorable fashion to where we could get MJ Akhmadaliev next in September 14th in Japan. And I love that. That's all I want, bro. Whether it's in May or September or December, you know what I'm saying? Or they, you know, it don't matter to me. You know, as long as that fight happens, I'll be satisfied, bro. I'm not really too harsh of a critic. I'll call somebody a duck now. I just don't think that this is a case. No MJ, no Goodman is next. Nah, bro. Come on, man. That's not his. Goodman's definitely not his fault. Come on now. Come on, Ryan. Goodman's not his fault. He said, I hope the IBF strip his ass right now. Hey, now you know what said who? I mean, Ryan Frazier said who? Cardenas?
Know your fucking place, trash.
Hey, Ryan said, I'm not going. Hey, shout out to Ryan, though. At least you keep the same energy, too. I respect that. He said, we don't care about no Picasso or whoever, however you spell it. Yeah, facts, Kendrick. He need to be talking to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. My boy Preacher right there, man. Oh, my boy Kendrick at the pulpit. Y'all got to pay attention. Now the congregation gets together. My boy Kendrick said, we don't care about no Picasso.
Yeah.
Or Samaso.
Yeah.
Or Picasso.
Yeah.
He said, or however you spell it. He need to be talking to MJ. Facts. That's a fact. Don't care about no Picasso, Samaso, or Picasso. We care about MJ Akhmadaliev. Trash basura.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Nah, bro, I'm not mad at it anyway. I know y'all want me to be mad because I know sometimes people think I don't like these fighters, bro. There's very few fighters I don't like, bro. Like I just will tell the truth, and if I feel passionate about something, then I'm gonna be on it. You know, I really feel like he should have fought Akhmadaliev. That's my issue, but this one I don't really think it's too bad, man. I personally don't think it's too bad, but I respect those who do. I just don't think this is too bad. Ramon Cardenas. Now I will say this, Ryan. I will change my tune if he fights Cardenas and then he does not fight Akhmadaliev. And if he doesn't get stripped, then I'll be like, that's crazy because, you know, like I said, he's not going to get stripped for the IBF because remember, these were the number one. Okay. Excuse me. these are the #1 guys, but they're not the ordered mandatory. Remember, MJ Ahmadali was only ordered by the WBA. You know, Sam Goodman is ranked #1 in the WBO and IBF, but he wasn't the ordered defender, or he wasn't the ordered mandatory. And then Picasso Romero is #1 in WBC, but he wasn't the ordered mandatory. The one that was ordered was MJ Ahmadali for the WBA. You feel me? So I don't think he's not in jeopardy of being stripped, unless by the WBA right now. So we'll see. We'll see. We shall see, man. But yeah, chat, man, that's it for me, bro. If anybody wants to join the Discord, you can pull up. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and we're gonna get on for the late night joint. For the fight tomorrow on the commentary, man. I just want to get on here and give y'all this updated news and chop it up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? The boxing family, you feel me? The boxing talk family, BTF gang, BT family, you feel me? I just want to see what y'all had to say about some of these things and get y'all opinions and bring y'all this news, man, about Inoue's new opponent, about the Tank fight predictions tomorrow, and the Joe Joyce news. And also too, don't forget, Subra Matias is fighting tomorrow as well, even though I'm probably going to catch that on the replay because I'm going to be watching Gervonta versus Roach, and it's on at the same time. I hate when they do that, but it is what it is. Hey, maybe MJ wants to fight in the fall. Zodiac, what's good, bro? Yeah, I already said that, man. It's not, I wouldn't say he wants to, but that's when it's available, right? Because I mean, I just said it again, but they're looking at the September 14th date for MJ and Inoue. And if MJ wasn't planning on fighting in May and he doesn't want it that soon, I can't blame him for that either. You know, get it on his terms too, because you don't want to wait this long for a fight that you wanted and then have it sprung on you on late notice because Picasso, who has nothing to do with you, pulled out of the fight, or I shouldn't say he pulled out the fight. The negotiations failed. So yeah, you don't want to be at a disadvantage either, man. So yeah, because he does have leverage. You know, like I say, he's the mandatory that's been ordered, and he's an interim champion, so he has some leverage. He doesn't have the Inoue leverage, of course, but he has a little something. And he ain't out here butt naked. You know, and oh yeah, I also want to talk about the Teofimo and Barboza joint too. Go ahead, check that out as well. Go check that out on the YouTube, man. I dropped that video. He said, court open. Hell no, I'm about to get off, man. Y'all ain't about to keep me on here. We about to be on late tomorrow, so hell nah, the court ain't open. Hell nah, hell nah. Hell nah. He said Teo versus Barboza. I'm looking forward to that, man. Nah. Come on though, Oscar. If you want to say something, let's get you on real quick, man. You know I can't. My boy want to call in. Let him call in. I'm gonna put the timer on for your ass though. Yeah. Pull up, Oscar. Mi hermano, my brother, my partner in crime. PIC. And I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. See what you want to chop out. Let's go, my boy here. Hold on, let me get my headset on real quick. See what my boy want to chop about. What do you want to chop about? You know what fight I'm looking forward to too on the ladies side? I'm looking forward to this Michaela Mayer versus Sandy Ryan rematch as well. I think that's gonna be good, man. I think people are sleeping on that. I hope Michaela Mayer wins. I like her more than I like Sandy Ryan. I like Sandy Ryan as well. I like Michaela Mayer more. I hope Michaela Mayer wins, but man, she better be careful. Sandy Ryan ain't no joke neither now. Sandy Ryan ain't no joke. E-Dub, what's good, brethren? Yo. What's good, Oscar?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much, bro. What you think
So
about
we see Teal is not ducking no more by orders of Big Turk. You got to fight, bitch.
Yeah. And I'm more so happy for Barboza, man. I think that you know, it's good to see fighters get what they deserve, man. It's been a long time coming, man, for Barboza. Yeah. So shout out to him.
Same as MJ. Well, if the talks go right.
Say that one more time.
Same with MJ if the talks go right.
Yeah. Facts. Yep. I love to see that,
I
man,
just
more than
believe
anything.
it took this. Like people are saying, like, oh, he need to fight and all this and that and mandatories. I'm like, well, this is all his own doing. This ain't nothing new.
Talk to him. Talk to him, bro.
He caused this. He fought Neri. He fought TJ Doheny last
Yep.
year,
Yep.
and he didn't. So, like, you're undisputed. Like, it comes with the responsibility as well. It's not just getting all the praise from being undisputed. You still got to fight your mandatory.
Yep.
You still got to fight the guys that are ranked. At least ranked opponents. Saying call it a Bone Terry mandatory.
Right.
He wasn't even doing that.
Right. Oh, freaking Dohinky. Come on, man. What are we doing, man?
And Neri, I don't even know if Neri was positioned.
Yeah, that's a
Can't
good
remember.
point. I don't remember either. Yeah, I don't know. I always give him, I always give him a pass for the Neri because, the historical implications that it had. But so that's why it was interesting. But you're right, though, as far as, what I'm saying, he definitely, even if he was positioned, he definitely wasn't number one. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, yeah, no, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. But yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm going to withhold judgment on this one. I'm going to wait and see. If he fights MJ Akhmadaliev, I'm cool. But if September comes around and he doesn't fight him or he tries to go up or something, bro, he definitely ducked. Because that's
not only that.
Come on now.
If he don't fight MJ or Goodman, he cost. Well, he bottlenecked the IBF or no, the WBO, right? WBA.
No, you're right. No, both. Because the WBO and the IBF is Sam Goodman #1.
Yeah.
And then and then WBA is MJ, like you said.
It'll cost him the ranking from Sam Goodman because remember, like in the art said the day, if you don't fight him next, you lose your ranking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
MJ, he's gonna get the title.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get if you don't fight him next. So it's like I get it, MJ could get skipped, but the IPF already called it. If you're not fighting MJ next, you're gonna get stripped.
Yep.
But this is all his own doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Vidal where like Vidal and Beterbiev took the injuries from Beterbiev at the beginning, caused him to move the date and all this and all that. It was a pretty quick turnaround actually. It's not like that where everybody wants to get a shot at undisputed. It's more like this was caused by him. It's not like Inoue didn't know he had to fight mandatories or he had to fight his things. That's the only reason I don't feel sorry for Inoue, honestly.
Right. Yeah, people be acting brand new. Like they don't know.
Just
convenient.
The simple fact that it could have been skipped. That's the thing. But you know who's not getting stripped?
Who's that?
You know who's not getting them titles?
Who's that?
Or he's not making people lose their rankings because he keeps canceling fights.
Canelo.
Talk
to him. That's why you the face, bro. He said, sorry, I had to step out if you are. No, you're good. Won't be famous. You're good. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Oscar. I think that's the thing with these fighters, a lot of times, even in Inoue's defense or whoever it is, it's not necessarily that, let me speak for myself. It's not necessarily that I have anything against them per se. I just don't like how the media portrays their actions relative to others. Like they demonize or villainize these fighters and then the fighters that are doing worse or moving more suspiciously, they act like they're not doing anything wrong. That's what makes it frustrating. And then they'll mess around and praise them.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, bro. Like it's like, come on, man. I'm not saying. I mean, just keep the same energy, bro. That's all. Just be thorough, be consistent. That's all I ask. If you're gonna knock this person for doing this or not doing this, then do the same when other fighters do this or not do this. Don't just be hyper critical of Canelo or Tank or whoever else it is, or Terrence Crawford or whoever it is. But then when other fighters do the same thing or worse, then you praise them. Like, I don't get it. It's like we saw with Joseph Parker and Shakur. I'm not trying to pick on Joseph Parker, but again, he's like getting praised for short notice Bacoli, and Shakur is like getting criticized. Yeah, exactly. And Shakur is not even. I'm not saying you got to praise him, but at least don't criticize him, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's fact. And it's not like Padley had an upset win. You know, it was in nobody seen that coming.
Yeah, shout out
Because
to
it was
Padley.
like shout out to Padley, you know. But Anderson was like the guy. It was still a prospect, the guy that has no heart.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. No heart. Say that again.
And
Not a damn piece of heart. We saw that in his last fight.
nah, that last fight was booty.
Trash.
Nah, it was like dry shit. It was like
Know
dry
your
shit. You know how
fucking
dry
place,
shit ain't
trash.
useless? Like you don't tell you nothing. That's what that performance was.
Yeah, that was terrible, man. Like, no disrespect, but I mean, if I don't see Jared Anderson again, I'm okay.
Not fully disrespectful. Full disrespect for me.
Yeah, full disrespect. I don't blame you. Yeah, because just look like he didn't want it. I don't want to waste my time, man. Put on a fight with somebody else that wants it. Yeah,
Yeah, facts. It's like, man,
I'm with you on that. Yeah, 1,000%. I'm with you on that. So
You talking about the Richard Torres car? The Richard Torres car looks pretty nice.
I didn't see the car. I know the headline, him and Vianello, but no, I didn't see the car. It looks
They
good.
have, that guy Lindolfo Delgado
Oh, Lindolfo Delgado. Okay, yeah, I like him.
against another like I can't remember the car. It was pretty good. It looks pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But so T.O. Doug Hitchens or Hitchens Doug T.O.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say that because
T.O.
I don't think I give Tio a pass on this one because I don't think because remember Gustavo, the president of WBO, Gustavo Laveri, remember he was like if Tio doesn't fight the mandatory or the winner of Catterall and Barboza, he's gonna strip him. So it's about time for him to fulfill his mandatory obligation. So I'm not gonna say ducking. Now if they don't fight after this, if in the scenario in which Barboza wins, then I'll be like, hold on now, because you know, this is the Big Turk talking about having them fight in Alcatraz, which I'm kind of with Richardson Hitchens on that one. Like, he's like, oh, man, I want to fight in New York. But from New York. Why go to a whole nother coast, the opposite coast, you know, the West Coast? Because Alcatraz is like California. So I'm with them on that. But at the same time, I think that fight should happen. If they got to fight Alcatraz, take your ass to Alcatraz. He said, the reports I'm reading is, yeah, I made a video about it. Won't be famous. I made a video about it today. Go check it out. Yeah, Picasso is no, did I make a video about it? Yeah. I don't know. But Picasso that was yesterday. My bad. Oh yeah, that was yesterday. Thank you, Oscar. Shout out to you. I made a video about Teofimo. That's what I just made a video about. But yeah, Picasso is out because of negotiation. Yeah, we talked about that already earlier. You're good though. You ain't gotta apologize, bro. Yeah, he's out, and then hopefully that MJ would get the September 14th date, or maybe he'll switch for Ramon Cardenas, because Ramon Cardenas is the front runner for the May 4th date, or May whatever date.
Bro, I swear to God, if he comes out with that bullshit that he wants to fight Sam Goodman again, I'd be really disappointed on him.
No, I better not hear Sam Goodman anymore. Unless it's an ordered mandatory. I don't want to hear Sam Goodman no more. If Inoue does that, bro, oh man, I don't want to hear
nothing.
Man, if he does that.
Like you said, karma, bro. It's just karma.
Yep. What about the what about the other fight, bro? You gonna watch oh my bad. Go ahead, finish your thought. Sorry. I'm about to change subject.
You ain't got no business fighting him, and then you trying to fight him 3 times, and then he gets injured 3 times. Man, fuck out of here.
Yep. Straight karma. Straight karma. I agree with that for sure. What you think about the Super Matias fight, man? You gonna watch that? I'm gonna try to watch it, but I think I'm gonna miss it. I might probably watch it on the replay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch on the replay too.
Yeah. Now that's an eliminator, man. So the winner of that gets Hitchens.
I don't know. Matias' last performance is good, but I don't know how good it is.
Yep. I have to watch some.
I think he might lose.
Yeah, I was about to say I have to watch some more fights of Golas Valenzuela. I think I saw one fight of his, but I'm gonna try to watch some tonight and see. But yeah, he looks. He's
a very well-rounded fighter.
Right. Well, yeah, he looks pretty decent, man. And Alcatraz fight will go crazy. Yes, that'd be funny and fun. Yeah, he seems like a well-rounded fighter, like you said. Yeah, so we'll see how Super Matias looks, man. I'll tell you this: if he loses, it might be it for Super. It might be it for Subaru, man. As far as getting back into championship contention, not it like he's done, but as far as champion contention, I think. Man, what you got on Ryo? You said you got Gary Anton Russell over Ryo, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that fight the most. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That fight is gonna be crazy. I think, you know. I think
Pueblo's gonna take fight of the night, honestly.
Fight of the night?
More even fight. Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one too. But I think it's gonna be more a strategic fight than an explosive, exciting fight. Like I feel like Ryo and Gary Anton Russell gonna be fireworks. That's why I think that's gonna be fireworks, man. So I'm looking forward to that. I have Ryo winning, but we'll see, man. Right? And Ryo, bro, like at the weigh-in, I didn't know he was I ain't gonna say he looked a lot bigger than Gary Anton Russell, but he definitely taller, but he just looked a little more, I say, comfortable at that weight than Gary Anton Russell, like, to me. But I know they're both gonna, you know, do their rehydration thing. We'll see how it looks tomorrow. But and then Tellis and J-Rock, man, I'm looking forward to that one too. See how Tellis, they had a little shoving match during the weigh-in. Let's see what Tellis got going on, man. That's a nice little step up for him as well. So, but yeah, Oscar, man, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man.
Nah, that was good, bro.
I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm gonna catch you tomorrow, good Lord willing, for these fights, bro. You got to work tomorrow, or you off?
Nah, I'm off.
Okay, good. We good then.
All right, man.
Yes, sir, man. All right, bro. God bless you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out to my boy Oscar for coming through, man. My brother, my partner, my pal. You feel me? Chat, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. I know it's a short show. We only did, what, an hour and a half. It's still a good little show, though, man. There wasn't too much of an update from this morning. So, he said Russell stay looking like he got. Why the man gotta have dwarfism, bro? You really don't like this man, Russell, bro. Kendrick say he be talking stupid. That's funny, bro. He said he look like he got dwarfism. Ray and Clay had me weak with that shit. That's crazy, bro. When they said that, bro. I like Gary Anton Russell, man. I'm with you that he be saying some silly stuff sometimes, though. But I like him, man. I like Gary Anton Russell, man. Neri was WBO number 6. Oh, okay, he's number 6. That's not bad. He was number 6 when Inoue fought him. I'm not mad at that. That's not too bad. He said, now him I don't like. Why? Like, what's he say? What's he say, man? He definitely, like I said, he definitely said some stuff. I was like, what? You know, but so does Gary Russell Jr., the oldest one. But Clay said he just got bad short arms. He got to work too hard to get to Ryo. I don't know about that. I don't know. I will see. Like I said, I got Ryo as well, but Ryo like to bang too, man. So I don't think he's gonna have a hard time getting to him. But I don't know. I could be wrong. He too arrogant for someone who ain't do shit. And I feel you on that. He's definitely not too accomplished in the pro ranks. That is true. But yeah, chat, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. Let's run back through these super chats, man. A shout out to my boy Dub for the gifted membership. You know what I'm saying? That was real dope of him. Shout out to Dub for the $2. Shout out to Cito for the $2. I appreciate y'all, man, dropping that graffiti on the chat walls for your boy. Shout out to Oscar for coming through, man. But yeah, your boy about to call it. I'm a little tired, bro. We will be back on tomorrow, good Lord willing, for the fight. The card that looks dope to me, man. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. You feel me? And I think the card is going to be better than what we anticipate, man. So I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Don't forget to smack that like button, share the video, like the video. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.